people use AI like a vending machine. Put in a question, take out an answer, close the tab. And for simple things, that works fine. But for anything that requires real thinking, research, strategy, analysis, that model leaves most of the value untouched. Because the first response AI gives you is almost never the final answer. It's a starting point, a direction. The real work happens in what comes next. This video is about what to do after you send the prompt, and two specific techniques that most people never try, but that consistently produce better output than any single prompt will ever. When you treat AI as a vending machine, you're essentially saying, my first question was perfect, the first answer is the final answer, and there is nothing more to explore here. That's almost never true for anything complex. The first response is a starting point, a draft, a direction. The real work happens in what comes next, the follow-up that goes deeper on one part, the question that challenges an assumption, the redirect that steers it toward what you actually need. The conversation is where AI earns its keep, not the first message. Here is the most underused move in working with AI, and once you've tried it, you'll use it consistently. Before you ask AI to do anything complex, ask it to interview you first. Tell it, before you start, ask me questions you need answered to do this well. What happens is genuinely useful. The AI surfaces things you hadn't thought to specify, details it needs that you assumed were obvious, choices that will shape the output in ways you didn't realize. It's also a diagnostic. The questions it asks reveal gaps in your own thinking before any analysis have even begun. It takes 2 minutes, and those 2 minutes consistently improve what comes back more than anything else you could have done at the start. 5 things that will fundamentally shape the output. When you answer them first, what comes back isn't a generic template with your project name swapped in. It's built for your specific situation from the start. Now, there is also a second technique. Before asking AI to execute anything complex, ask it to lay out its approach first. Say things like, walk me through how you're going to approach this before you start. Same as you would with a junior team member you're training. This keeps you in control of the direction. You might read the plan and realize it's about to spend most of the output on something you don't even care about, and one sentence on the thing that actually matters. Catch that before it starts and redirect it, not after you've read something that misses the point entirely. It also builds trust in the output. When you can see the logic before the analysis runs, you know whether to rely on what comes back. A plan you've reviewed and adjusted produces an output you can stand behind. A good analyst always checks in before starting a piece of work. This is how you get that same behavior from AI, and it costs 1 sentence. Once you have a first response, the conversation isn't over. It's actually just started. Going deeper is the most obvious move. Take the part of the output that's most useful and ask it to expand. You already know the direction is right. Now, you want more of it. Redirecting without starting over is something a lot of people don't realize they can do. If the output is close but not quite right, say so directly. That's close, but what I actually need is a good starting prompt. And it recalibrates without you having to write a new prompt from scratch. You're steering, not restarting. And my personal favorite, asking it what you're missing. Say something like, I'm about to make this decision based on this analysis. What am I not seeing? A good analyst pushes back. AI can do the same if you ask it to. Here is what changes when you adopt this way of working. You stop being the person doing the research and start being the person directing it. Your job becomes setting the direction, reviewing the plan, pushing back on what isn't right, and making the final call on what to do with the output. Those are the things that actually require you. Anything else, the data gathering, the drafting, the formatting, that's the AI's job now. That shift feels subtle at first. Then it becomes obvious. And once it does, going back to the vending machine model feels like a step backwards. Here is your task before the next video. Take any research question you need to work on this week. Open any AI tool, and instead of sending your prompt directly, first send this. Before you start, what questions do you need me to answer to do this well? Read what it asks, answer the questions, then ask it to walk you through its plan before it begins. You'll see the difference immediately. The output won't just be better, the process will feel different. Less like using a tool, more like working with someone. Next up, we have our final videos of the Getting Started with Cookie AI series. We will cover how to turn these conversations into finished outputs, repeatable workflows, and something that runs for you every week without starting the workflow from scratch.